Alright guys, this is 49 Trader on the 49 Trade Station again, and we just wanted to do a quick video on margin versus cash counts. We're going to try and make this as short and simple as we can. Start with cash because she's the simplest. Whatever you have cash deposited in, that's directly equal to the funds that you have available to trade. But the downsides are cash takes time to settle, and you can't short sell it. You have a straightforward deal with the brokers. You have commission-free trades. They're not lending you any money. You can use the platform. You can trade the real time, full speed on their platform for cash. I mean, honestly, it's a really good deal. They're not giving you any benefit. But once you go over to margin, brokers will allow you 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and even up to 6 times leverage. I think if you have at least $25,000, I think that's the limit for actually 4x. Maybe actually it's 2x. It's above 2x. I've never seen 3x. I've seen it online. That's why I included it there. And I know you got to get 25,000 for 4x. Anyways, but what that means to you is that you can actually lose more than your input. So I always think about worst case scenario in a cash count or stock trading account is if you're $500 in, worst thing that stock could do is be valued at 0, or that trade could be valued at 0 and you lost $500. But if you're on margin and you're in $500 on a 2x trade and your position goes down to 0, that means that the broker's position also went down to 0, and they loaned you $500 that they want back. But I mean, so anyways, we'll get to this. But the maintenance call and the maintenance requirement actually prevent you from getting to this point. So I don't know necessarily. Theoretically, you can lose more than your input, but it gets exceedingly difficult to reach that point, because there is a maintenance requirement, and that maintenance requirement is 20 to 50% equity, not just cash, equity. So if you're in other trades, that counts as equity. Cash counts as equity. In that same trade, whatever you own of that trade is equity. If your equity drops below 20 to 50%, depending on your 2x, 3x, if you're just 2x, you're probably more up here at 50%. But then the other, caveat to that is every trade and even every market, every sector, every broker classifies every sector and every market differently and will actually set this percentage differently. And I mean, there's been cases where you can get in a trade and that maintenance requirement for that trade actually changes, from when you entered and then you exit. And your broker will, issue some sort of statement. I mean, down here I label it a maintenance call. I doubt they'll actually call you nowadays. They'll probably email you or text you, but they will notify you if there is a difference in this maintenance requirement. Anyways, and then also brokers will allow you to short positions. And if you don't know what shorting a position is, I guess mainstream wise, stock trading is, buying low and selling high. But if you want to short a position, you can, well, I always think that you're borrowing stocks to sell, because you don't own any stocks. But if you see a trade that you think is going to go down or whatever, instead of buying it, you can actually sell at a certain position and promise your broker that you're going to buy at a lower position later on in time. Anyways, that is, I think a great benefit. Shorting, to be able to not only, buy when they're low and sell when they're high, to be able to sell when they're high and buy when they're low is really cool thing. But anyways, and then the maintenance call, if your requirement's not met, they will, give you a text or an email, like I said, and probably give you a couple options that you need to take. You need to, make up a couple options that there are to, make up for this 20 to 50% equity that you need, whether that's depositing more funds, selling some of that position, selling another position, or, that's basically kind of what it comes down to. You need to get to that 20 to 50% equity, no matter what. And they want their money. So, anyways, all right. So I hope that kind of clears it up for everybody. Anyways, have a good one, and good luck.